Hey guys, this is Gus with the Office of Alumni Relations, and I'm joined today by two special graduates, Dr. Izabella Shuvayev, Dr. Nikole Czapp, and Dr. Rav here. So we'll talk about him in a minute, but I wanted to introduce you to Dr. Shuvayev and Dr. Czapp and talk a little bit about their experiences and their individual journeys into becoming physicians, and of course, again, they're also coming back to the island, so I wanted to get their perspective on being back here. And both Dr. Shuvayev and Dr. Czapp were involved in a lot of activities on campus. Dr. Shuvayev is going to do a med talk on the topic of geriatric psychiatry, which is her specialty, of course, and Dr. Czapp met with the family medicine interest group. So very much there's a lot of involvement with the community, with the AUC community. And again, we're very thankful for you guys taking the time to be here and doing this. So let's address the dog in the room. So tell me a little bit about Rav here. His name is Rav, by the way, guys.
So this is Rav, named after my beloved island car, RAV4, when I was here on the island. I started here at AUC in 2013. About a month into being here, I adopted my first island dog named Bree, who is now 7 years old. And I saw this little guy was up for adoption, and I knew I was coming back to the island, so I went and grabbed him this morning. So it's our first day together. There's a huge population of stray dogs and cats on the island, and AUC is very instrumental in helping the organizations and getting these dogs adopted. Just yesterday was Community Action Day, and a group of students were over there at the one shelter painting and washing the dogs.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of involvement with the students and the animals here on the island if you want to be. And I need to bring my own souvenir home, clearly, every time I come.
Right. Yeah, and actually, you're right, Dr. Czapp. I mean, there are a lot of students who actually get involved with rescues and helping with a stray dog population or a stray cat population. So we have many students who actually get dogs, and they fly back with their dogs, and it's fantastic. So I wanted to encourage, I guess, do a little parenthesis and encourage you guys, if any of you visit the island and you are looking for a dog, it's a possibility, right? So
very loyal dogs.
Yeah. So Dr. Shuvayev, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you now, and what are you up to?
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm a geriatric psychiatrist in Connecticut at a memory care center at Hartford HealthCare. I graduated AUC in 2013.
Right.
That's the same year that you started. And I did my residency in Connecticut at the Institute of Living. I loved it. And I actually did my fellowship at Mount Sinai Icahn School of Medicine in New York City, even though New York City is my home, because I really enjoyed residency and working in the community that I used to work in Connecticut. I decided to go back and work there. Right. So, and
that's where you are now.
Yes, and things happened.
Well, now you're here in St. Maarten. Yes. So that it's great. Thank you for all the work you do. And Dr. Czapp, I didn't get to ask you a little bit about what you're doing now. And by the way, congratulations. Also, you're almost done with residency.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about what you're up to now.
Definitely. So almost done, like Gus said. So I graduated in 2017 after doing my rotations down in Miami. I am back in Philadelphia now doing family medicine residency at Drexel. And I have about 4 months left of residency, and afterwards I will be joining a private practice down in the Florida Keys, doing family medicine, primary care, urgent care, and also a little bit of hospitalist work. So I'm very excited, and clearly St. Maarten and Miami spoiled me. I had to get back to the warm weather.
Right, I guess Philadelphia wasn't meant to be, right?
No, it'll always be home.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, that's fantastic. You're going to be in Isla Morada, and that's south of Miami. So you're going to be in a tropical environment for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, no winter.
No winter there.
No,
and my island dogs will be happy.
Yeah, he's definitely going to feel at home. So I wanted to talk as well, since International Women's Day is coming up now in March. I wanted to also, and I know every experience is different for physicians in general, but especially going based on specialty, that's what I mean. So obviously with Dr. Shuvayev being in geriatric psychiatry and you being in family medicine, I wanted to just gauge and see what your experience is as female physicians, of course, and also as leaders in your particular areas. So I guess let's go with Dr. Shuvayev. If you want to talk about your experience and whether there is any kind of tips or guidance you have for students out there thinking about medicine or your particular specialty and how your journey has been, whether it is related to being a female physician or not.
Well, I think I was very fortunate in my residency. There were a lot of women leader physicians. My program director is a woman. My mentors were women. So I think I felt quite comfortable, and I think I did not think that there is much of a disparity, at least in my experience in my program. Although the trainees, they were very mixed. Some classes did not have any women in their classes, and then some were mixed. So in the sense of preparing me for leadership, I think I felt very comfortable having other women physicians around me, and I did not feel any disparity in that sense.
Right. No, that's great. So you would say that geriatric psychiatry, specifically in the area that you are, there's no, there's nothing really that is an impediment as far as being a female physician.
I think geriatric psychiatry I know that geriatric psychiatry is a very small field.
Right.
And I think there are only several geriatric psychiatrists in Connecticut.
Yeah. You're one of them. So that also speaks about, sorry to interrupt, but it speaks about your leadership and the fact that you have, you have brought down barriers, if there were any. You perhaps didn't realize they were there because you were focused on work and doing simply what you like to do, right? Would that be it? You didn't experience any impediments in that regard, so that's good.
Right, I did not. I don't think I felt any perceived or unperceived.
That's good. And Dr. Czapp was actually talking about, from her perspective, being in family medicine, which is talking off camera, about her experience as well as a physician, and even talking about how sometimes she gets confused for being a nurse, or people think also that, and perhaps I don't want to put the words in your mouth, but what has been your experience? I think also related to age, like people are like, oh, are you a doctor, like that kind of thing. So what has that been like?
Yeah, so in my residency program, actually, there's several strong women in leadership in the program as well. I'm actually a class of 7 women in my PGY3 class, so we're all very excited about that. I think we're the first all-female class to ever go through my residency program.
Right.
So we've all really enjoyed being, strong women and supporting each other over the last few years. But to go with what we were speaking about, I think that's one of the biggest things that does tend to happen is, you'll walk into a patient's room in the hospital and they'll get off the phone, oh, my nurse is here, and let me go. And after you maybe just introduced yourself as the doctor, maybe 10 minutes prior, which, nurses are amazing. Doctors cannot do what they do without nurses. But, it's just kind of a thing people automatically assume. And the same thing I think we both kind of chatted about getting, especially the older generation, like, oh, are you sure you're a doctor? Are you sure you're old enough to be a doctor? So those are some of the things that we do experience. And I think just being, confident and proud of the position you're in helps to kind of break down that barrier a little bit.
Yeah. I do work in all women physician clinic, and yes, and I do get some comments saying, oh, well, I think, is this all women? Where are the male doctors? And you don't think about it, but I guess it is a strange thing, and it shouldn't be a strange thing for people to see.
Right, and that's important too, that we address it too, because it's something that perhaps in the back of people, and especially new students and individuals considering medicine, or it's something that it could be in the back of your minds about how you could be perceived based on your age or your gender or whatever the case is. So I think it's good that we talk about it and that you guys are able to just talk about your perspective. And by the way, just a moment ago, so we're in a hotel. We're actually we're in Simpson Bay Resort, so there's all the background noise, planes and everything. But I think that also speaks as to the experience of being in St. Maarten.
Right.
And I always like to highlight that, because you guys being back here, switching gears a little bit, but being back in the island, How long has it been for you?
I came back for graduation in 2017,
Okay.
so it's been about almost 3 years
Okay.
since I've been back.
Right. And for you, Dr. Shuvayev?
About 6 years.
Okay.
I visited in, I think, 2014 or 2015.
Right. And how does it feel to be back? And I'll ask both of you, but how does it feel to be
It
back?
feels great. I mean, definitely nostalgia kicks in when you see
Right.
Mullet Bay,
Yeah.
when you see your old, apartment buildings and things like that. I mean, it's great. And the campus is surprisingly built up.
Right,
To
right.
the point of disbelief if you have not been on campus for a
Right.
couple of years.
And there are many graduates who haven't been on campus. Going back sometimes even a decade or more.
Yeah.
So, and how about you? So even if it's only a short amount of time.
Yeah, no,
But-
it feels great to be back. I think, and I encourage all future students, when you're here, to really integrate yourself in the island. It's a beautiful island with beautiful people, and it's really nice being back and, recognizing people that you used to, encounter day to day, and, a lot of nostalgia, like you said. So it's been really nice, and it's always nice to see the changes, and especially after the hurricane, there's been a lot of growth, and
Right.
it's been really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great way to end kind of the conversation here is I'm happy as far as working with alumni, happy to see the involvement. I'm encouraging those of you watching as well, whether you're a graduate from the early 2000s or the 90s, whatever the case is, the 80s. If you want to get involved, definitely just contact me and we can get you involved in different ways. And if you're a prospective student, or if you're watching this and thinking about, the experience of going to AUC or the Caribbean experience, well, here it is. I mean, the fantastic results of what our graduates are accomplishing, and we're very excited to showcase and highlight their careers and what they're doing. So, all right. So, and then Rav, I think he's pretty much done too. He likes the spotlight, but he needs a break now. So, all right, guys. So, thank you so much for tuning in. All right, and if you like the video, make sure that you hit that button, and if you want to share it with people that you think are interested, make sure you do that too. All right, bye.